Now, we're about to finish this room, but we're gonna purposefully leave one spot not finished. You see right here, this is not a room yet. And if you hit /test room, it'll say room had no ceiling, 288, 77, 327. Just so happens, if you look in your mini map, bottom right hand corner, this is the location. And if I fill this in with a building block, bam. You can't get that log. You can't get it. Oh boy, that tree went flying the wrong way, didn't it? But that's the idea. You want to chop the tree in the direction you're aiming for. All right, so stump is gone, and that's why. You know what? If I were you, don't chop your stumps. Not yet. Not when you start. You know, just keep going. Keep getting logs. Don't worry about it. Let's use our little inventory transfer. It's a good way to do. Let's get all these logs here. That's another 20. Let's drop it in. Now you can just drop it to the tiny stockpile. That's okay, and get back to chopping. But at this point, you know, look, carpentry table's done. I'm okay with just hitting E really quickly. Oh, this guy's taking a beating. Oh, nice. Got a double chop. And boom. Okay with just doing that. Boom. These cybers, man, they're awesome. They're like the better oak, I think. Take about the same amount of hits, I feel like. Well, we could just do that. Just drop it in. My axe is almost done. You want to see how much your axe is left? You hit tab. It says you got 30 uses remaining. Oh man. This guy fell down there. Oh boy. Well, let's get this wood pulp. Wood pulps give you seed now. You don't have to chop up the leaves like you used to have to. So just chop up the pulp. You're getting plenty of seeds to replant. And you know what? We'll make a hoe when we get back. Get a wooden hoe going. Nice. Get a wooden hoe going. Ooh. Let's transfer all over. Nice. Beautiful. Well, with all these extra logs, I want to get... We can't use a fishery yet. That needs another room. A lot of items that are going to require rooms from us that we just can't use yet. We have the things we need. We could probably make another stockpile. I want to get a wooden hoe made. That takes 10 logs. Oh, see, small wood cart is made at the workbench. It just requires hewing 1. You have the wheelbarrow recipe. 10 hewn logs, 15 boards at 0 efficiency. 10 hewn logs, 15 boards for a wood cart. I mean, I'm not sure if the wheelbarrow is better. I haven't made one. Maybe we'll make one this game. But I know that the small wood cart is great until you, of course, you get the wood cart and then eventually the steam truck. Awesome. Now, we need hewn logs. And hewn log is more efficiently made in the carpentry table. With hewing or carpentry, you're going to reduce the amount of hewn logs or wood it takes per hewn log. The workbench will never have efficiency. I can't tell you how many people I've met. Let's go ahead. We're going to need, I mean, if we're going to make like a 3x3, let's make at least 30 hewn logs. It's going to use up almost all our logs. It's okay. Let's use that. And at the same time, let's process the rest of this sandstone here. So we can go back to chopping down some more trees. Be good to go. We gotta go get that guy down there. But yeah, so you can't tell you how many times I've seen people take up carpentry and then just try to make hewed logs in the carpentry bench asking, why is there no efficiency? Why is it still costing 2? And that's the reason. I'm gonna pick this guy up. Let's go get the last log just because I just can't leave it. Let's go here and drop him in. Alright, cool. Now in our storage chest, I want to get rid of these seeds. I like to leave the seeds in my campsite. I'm just filling up the wood pulp in here. Generally, your stockpiles should be with carried items, stones, logs, building materials. You generally don't want to have this stuff that can go into a storage chest. Just inefficient use of your stockpile space. So we should probably make a couple more storage chests. So we'll make them a priority. So let's craft a couple of storage chests. Let's do 2, and let's put it ahead of the stone. We have the logs for it. Beautiful. Hewn logs are finishing up, and we're going to build our first room. Now, a room is made up of a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Now, you can craft however you like. You actually don't need corners for a room to be a room. And that sometimes is what people will do to just be efficient at it. Once we have stone, I'll be able to repair. Oh, we have stone. Now we can repair our scythe. Because the wood axe has 10 uses left, I'm going to repair it. But usually you don't want to repair it too early. It's just going to be a waste of stone. Like the stone pickaxe has 21 uses. That's enough for me to not want to do it yet, not want to repair it. Okay, so we need to make our first room. What we can do is we can use the floor, the grass floor, or the dirt floor, and then just start building around it with our hammer. Right? We want to use our hammer. Here's your hew log, stack of 15. Or you can always just dig in, like I said, into the side and start getting that dirt out, because you're going to want dirt ramps anyway, right? But in this case, we have the space. We're just going to start building our first room. And it's not going to be a very big room. And honestly, I want it to be a high tier, so I'm just going to start here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. We don't actually need that corner spot. So it's going to be a 3 by 3. It's going to be extremely efficient. Now I like to use windows, and this is how you make your first room as efficient as possible. I like to make it 3 high, right? So 3 high, and you can keep a hole as a window, and it will not hurt. It will not hurt the room tier. The only things that hurt a room tier is if I were to have built on the dirt floor directly. And that would reduce the quality of the room. But since this is all hew log, this is all tier 1, we should be fine. And this room here is ugly as sin. But this is the mechanism to make your first room as efficiently as possible. And we're just going to need a couple more hew logs. Do we have logs? No, we're going to have to go chop down another tree. Let's queue up. Let's queue up another 30 hew logs. Ahead of that stone. And let's go chop down a tree. And let's go get this birch. Oh, this is actually not fully grown birch, but it's okay. We're going to go right after it. So the next part of the tutorial, as I'm getting more logs, is crafting is done through a system called work orders. Work orders can be queued up and arranged as they progress. Work orders will use nearby tables and storage to fulfill work orders, right? Stockpiles to workbenches. Storage links can be managed by interacting with the tables. You can order more products than you have ingredients. I love that part of the game. Work orders will pause and resume depending on available resources. Oh, wants me to make a workbench. Alright, so we did. We can cancel it, and the task is complete. Now it wants us to place down a workbench, find hew log recipe, pick up the complete hew logs, and then this wants me to get the land claim papers from your tent, get the land from your tent, claim some land by right clicking. Well, we've done that already, but let's do it again. We can just take a claim stake here, and let's pick it back up because we don't need it. Awesome. Now let's go finish chopping up this log. Oh, I'm sorry. I kept calling it birch. You guys are probably going nuts. Like, it's not a birch, man. It's a cedar tree. Alright? I forgot. My bee. I'm sure you'll forgive me. You know, this wheat is staring me right in the face. Like, you're saying, I'm not gonna harvest you up. And I did. And I am. Even though I can't use you yet. You know, you need advanced campfire skill to use wheat and huckleberries to make. I knew there was another wheat staring at me, taunting me. Alright, let's put down a little tiny stockpile to move into the big one. Beautiful. Let's pick these up. Drop it here for now. And let's clear up this stump again. So the tutorial wants me to place down a workbench. I'm not going to make another one. So let's just cancel those projects. And let's go ahead and place it down. Again, find the human log recipe. We wanted to make what, another 30, I think. Go ahead and craft them. It's okay. And then let's pick up the completed ones. Bam. That's another task complete. What did we need? We need to just go in here. Now, I've seen people do some checkerboard, like every other block style. But honestly, that's even uglier than this one. At least this one, without the corners, you have like these doors, you know, go right in and out. A lot of people will craft these into like little towers that we have coined power towers, or tower of power, because you can just keep going, right? Build a roof and just stack on top of that. You have another room. But for now, I just want to get this carpentry table up and running so we can call it success. I think I'm going to still need some more. Man, I'm using a ton. Now, if you want to change the building block style you want, just go shift, mouse wheel up and down. I want to make a floor. You know what? It needs to be one up. It needs to be up here. Little jump. Let's take that one back. Take that one back. And now we have the basis of our ceiling. You see that space that happens because this is one higher than this block. And that's just the mechanics of rooms. If you ran into... well, we need more wood again. Man, you're going to be chopping down a lot of trees in the early game, for sure. So let's chop this guy down. The mechanics of rooms is pretty simple. Like I said, floor, walls, and ceiling. You can pretty much use any building block or any building style to fit those, you know, to fit that build. It's up to you what you decide to do, or how to build it, or how you design it. Some great design systems I've seen, or great designs for houses. Oh man, the running in wood pulp, possible. Get off me. Get off me. It's like spiders everywhere. Get off me. What am I doing? Why am I not using my little tiny stockpile, right? Bam, boom. Get out of here. So, one thing you can do if you're made a room and you're like, what the heck? Why isn't it working? Why does it say it's not a room? And I'm going to show you what it looks like when there is a room and when it's not a room. But if that happens to you, there actually is a command that you can use at any time that's called the test room command, /test room. And we're going to use it just so you can learn how to use it. Let's get rid of this stump. You can't leave a stump in a single player world, right? Alright, stump's gone. Let's see what the next part of the tutorial is. Collect more wood, craft it into human logs, and fully enclose a room with walls and ceilings. Now there is a setting that a server can enable or disable, and that's where you can have doors, and the doors count as an enclosed room. And a door could be any 2 by 1 hole. So you could have, if I got rid of this block here, and I placed it on the floor, technically This is a doorway. I can do that if I wanted to. But since I don't do that, I use my little system to have my corner jumps for the first immediate room. Oh, we forgot to transfer the logs. Get over here. So, pick up our stockpile again. Now, we're about to finish this room, but we're going to purposefully leave one spot not finished. You see right here, this is not a room yet. And if you hit /test room, it'll say room had no ceiling, 288, 77, 327. Just so happens, if you look in your mini map, bottom right hand corner, this is the location. And if I fill this in with a building block, bam, room complete. Awesome. Add furniture to your rooms to gain additional experience from it. You can have 4 rooms. You can have lots of furniture in each room. The 4 rooms we'll get into, but they're essentially a general room. There's a bedroom, there's a kitchen, and there's a bathroom in your house. And you can have up to 3 of each of those rooms successfully. Each one has a diminishing return of 50% loss. So if you have 20 SP from one room, from one bedroom, your second bedroom will be 10 SP. Unless you make one of the bedrooms have more or higher SP, then it becomes the primary. It's always going to take whatever the room with the highest SP is as your first room to give you the max SP possible. Right, so it talks about the 4 rooms you can have. Higher tier housing materials will increase your experience rate. So, tier 1, this is tier 2. Reinforced concrete is tier 3, as well as corrugated steel. And then lastly, tier 4 being framed glass, which is steel and glass combined, and flat steel, which is steel and epoxy from oil drilling. Cool. Advanced crafting stations will require rooms made from advanced materials. You'll need to create villages and cities to build all the types of rooms you need. Very true. We're going to be building our little village here. So now we have a room, and you can tell it's a room by going down to the bottom left. You know what? Let's get rid of that huckleberry marker. I don't need you no more. Bye-bye. Good job. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, you see my claim, right? You see that I'm authorized. You see the room volume is 27. Perfect for what I need. 1 carpentry table. And it's a tier 1 room because it's all made out of hewn logs. And this is where our first carpentry table will go. Let's drop it like it's hot. And fuego right here. Oh, what happened to you? Why are you here? And now you should go near the stockpile. Over here is good. Perfect. Now the carpentry table gives us a bunch more options of crafting. But we also got our star. Once you finish the tutorial, the housing tutorial, you get the options to look at your skills and your housing SP. But then the tutorial says you gain experience over time even when logged off. Experience gain is based on your diet and housing. Combine equals this multiplier down here. My current level is 4. My next level up is 1 hour and 14 minutes. I have 3 specialties available, 3 stars, because we're playing single player, no collaboration, essentially, super fast. Each level up, you gain a star to learn a discovered specialty, meaning that you've learned a skill scroll. Learning specialties give you bonuses and level up through use. So that's a little confusing for a lot of folks nowadays. I'll talk about that. You can discover new specialties by reading skill scrolls. Even if you don't learn the specialty, discovering one unlocks some recipes. So a small wood cart just needs you to have the carpentry skill, right? That's what it said. Some things will just require you to learn the skill, not actually learn the specialty, right? So just learn the skill scroll will unlock some recipes. That's what it's saying. We'll open the specialization menu. Let's go to my star. We'll grab the wrong one. Specializations are grouped into professions. Inspect the profession by mousing over one. I want to become a carpenter. Choosing a specialty under any profession. I want to start with human. And then I go and I grab my first star. This will consume a star. Yes. Perfect. Now, I could go and, immediately before I even get into this, immediately the new Eco 8.0 version, you start off with 50% decrease, and as you craft more items, you get more experience, and you eventually get to the 80% decrease that you used to have before at level 4. But you also get 2 talent choices at level 3 and level 6. And each one, has its own kind of road or path, depending on how you play. So we'll get to that too. Now, if I wanted to become a chef, because I have 3 skills right now, or 2 left, I should say, and I'm playing solo and single player, I'm not going to have anyone helping me make better, more efficient food. So being a chef is actually a good thing to have. Like I said, in a group of 2 or 3 players, or 4, which I think is the optimal amount, you should definitely have a chef. You need to have someone who's butchering animals, somebody who is cooking food. You need one of those people, because food can really help you on your SP. You can see that my SP of 123 at the moment is only from food, and low-end food. These guys can make a ton of great food, and you need a chef to make an item called a campfire roast to unlock cooking. The cooking skill book needs campfire roasts. Anyway, so somebody needs to take advanced campfire cooking, and that somebody, because we're playing alone, is me. That's consuming my 2nd star. Now again, going cooking is one route to start with. You could go carpenter, and then lastly, I think I may just save the 3rd. I was thinking of maybe I'll save the 3rd star, because I do want to go butcher eventually, because we need to be able to butcher animals for more meats and types of meats for cooking, especially the campfire roast. But before you learn butcher, you will have to use the research table, and you can see tons of books we're going to have to get through in this Let's Play. Now, the other skill that you automatically start the game with is self-improvement. This is just a 14% reduction in calorie use when using a shovel or hammer. Okay, and that's how you essentially, anything you do in calories, using calories is how you level survival. It's a tough one to get all the way up to level 7. Has some good talents here along the way. This is tailoring. Tailoring is actually going to be one of those skills that almost always we need somebody doing it. Usually a butcher and becomes a tailor maybe. And that's because it makes cloth, and we need cloth to get the more advanced skills like bricklaying, and I believe lumber as well needs cloth. Now, you can make cloth yourself without the tailor. You absolutely can. But one thing that tailors do that we really would like to have is the skill, doesn't really let you, but it's the ability to make efficient mounts. Tailors make bison and elk mounts that add 10 skill points to each room you're in. Man, tailors are so helpful. They have the bigger backpack so you can carry more. They have the ability to give you running shoes to run faster. They have the work boots and work backpack to reduce your calories. Their clothing can be beneficial. Their camo pants and camo shirt to make you a better hunter, because it gives you an increased in predatory instincts, which is a hunting skill. Again, tons of cool stuff from Taylor, but I think I may pick it up eventually. Just depends on what these SP rates are going to be, because I'm not going to get a star for a while. It says what, 1 hour and 8 minutes. That's a long time in a Let's Player like this, right? When we're trying to get through everything. Right now, really after I get through the hewing, we're going to need to go smelting. Smelting is one of these professions that, man, you have to have a smelter who makes iron ingots, iron bars, copper bars, gold bars, eventually makes iron tools, repairs iron tools. They then go usually into advanced smelter for steel. It's just one of those professions you absolutely need. But for now, let's go back to the carpentry table before we get ahead of ourselves. At the carpentry table, now that I have a hewing specialty, I can make hew logs 1-to-1 ratio. 50% immediately. Let's go carpentry. So I am making 1 log equals 1 hewn log at 0.02 minutes. That's awesome. And now I can make furniture and I can make boards. I want some boards here. Why do I want boards? Because we want a bow. We need to go hunting. We need 8 boards to make 1 bow. So what do we need to get? More logs. Somebody should just be logging the whole time that you're playing all the time. Self-improvement specialty got leveled up. My hewing specialty got leveled up. Awesome. Alright, cedar. Cedar later. That was awful. That's alright. Made me laugh.